know you guys haven't heard it because you're not fucking in the bodybuilding world, but there's a new, some exciting new information was released yesterday that no one gives a fuck about. There's a new category called, I think it's women's, I'm gonna say it wrong, I think it's women's model fit or something. So it's like a step below bikini, which is like, no one cared about that to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, so now it's for, basically, it's literally like the definition was, we want you to have a little bit of muscle, but not have muscle at the same time. They're like, we don't want this, we don't want this. It's okay to have a little bit of this. So it's basically like, you're just encouraged to look like you work out occasionally. And like, you're just naturally skinny. It's like, we've relegated it to like, you don't even have to work out to compete, which is like, it's this dire need for, actually I don't even think it's dire because they're making money, but like the bodybuilding world is desperately, the people in charge of it now are desperately trying to bring it mainstream. So like they're trying to like use like guys like C-Bum and Bikini Division and Men's Physique. They're trying to make it cross over to like the mainstream. Like they think one day like Mr. Olympia is going to be on like NBC. It's not. It's never going to be there because like no matter what category you go to in physique sports, the main overarching theme is that there's drugs being used. That sport is drugs. Like there's people that are natural competing, not many, and they're not doing that well. But like I'm talking like in terms of like Mr. Olympia, Arnold, like top bodybuilding, top bikini, top figure. This is all about drugs and how much you're taking and how genetically gifted you are, right? So as long as that caveat is there where like you can be like, oh, these people look great. These are the best physiques in the world. But as long as there's an asterisk there being like, they use steroids, the mainstream will never catch on. They're never going to be like Warner Brothers or Paramount's not going to be like, hey, let's do a fucking show about bodybuilding and show them injecting juice and training and like, because it's fucking boring, first of all, for one. And it's also like, steroids has such a stigma in society that like it's bad for you and it's going to harm you and it's going to kill you and all this stuff because that's what you've been told by propaganda, basically, that's what's going to happen to you. So it's like, I understand you're trying to grow your business. That's intelligent. Like you want to get as many people to your brand as you can. But bringing in these categories where it's like people that don't even train now have a shot to like get on stage and get an award. It's like, you guys just walk down the street and be like, hey man, you got really nice arms. Like, you want to come do a show? Like we're gonna have these categories, you can mark my words, we'll fucking timestamp this and freeze it. There will be a division within the next 2 years in the NBC and the IFBB called dad bod. And they'll just be out of shape dudes who are healthy. Their body fat, they won't be allowed to go a certain amount of body fat. So they'll kind of be like skinny, but ripped, but like they can't see much, but like they look like, you know, and those guys will still be on juice. They just won't look that good. So there'll be like a dad bod section. There'll be like a fucking like person with the most jacked arms. There's just gonna be like some fat guy with like the biggest arms in the world, and he's gonna be like taking home trophies because he's got like these massive fat arms. But it's just like the direction that they're going with, like, I don't know. One, I don't understand. I understand how much they're making lots of money off expos. They're making money off supplement companies, but like just stay within your lane and just keep growing and getting bigger. You're not really attracting people to it. People are coming to it like they're seeing it through other people. A lot of people are attracted to it because they see like their friend does it or someone in their family does it, or like they follow an influencer that's like in shape, they want to be in shape. And competing is another progression for them, right? So like you're gonna still draw a crowd in of people interested in the sport, but like in terms of competing, we need to stop dumbing down the categories. So like when Men's Physique first came out, everyone thought it was a joke. It was just guys in board shorts. The first guy who won the Men's Physique Olympia was Mark Anthony, a friend of mine. He was nowhere near, he's as big as this Bob guy right here. Like literally, in terms of like development and size. And now the guys that win are like, they're bigger than me, but they have board shorts on, but they're fucking monsters. These guys are like, have some of the most impressive physiques on stage. So that's what it basically becomes that after a while, right? Everything comes down to like getting bigger, looking better, doing more drugs, and getting better than the next guy, right? So like I said, as time goes on, you guys are gonna see like the people that come to bodybuilding will always come to bodybuilding, and the numbers will always stay in this range of like whatever this peak demographic is and this amount of people, because there's always people that are their minds think like that. They like muscle, they like being in shape, they like the structure of it, and they like the individuality of it in the sense that it's like when you're bodybuilding, it's just you versus you. There's no one else to count on. You have a coach, tells you what to eat, you might have someone that tells you how to train, but when it comes down to it, you have to lift the weight and you have to eat the food. And you have to be the one who doesn't cheat on their diet or doesn't skip days at the gym, right? So that's what draws people in, I think, is the discipline. And I think if they catered more to that, where they were being like, this is a disciplined way to live. If you're someone who lives kind of just like you don't know what you're doing, you need structure, come to this style of living. Not that you have to compete, but like see how bodybuilders live, see how they take care of themselves, drugs or no drugs, and go from there and have people interested in just generally being jacked, because the crossover of people who are actually going to compete is going to be very little, right? Like you'll see there's any number of brands of supplement at the front, protein powder. It's not bought by pro bodybuilders. No pro bodybuilder is buying protein powder. They're getting it for free from a company that they're sponsored. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. But like in general, it's your average person that's buying that. It's the average consumer, it's the average gym goer. They're the ones buying the creatine, the protein, the fucking whatever pump product. So those are the people you should be gearing it towards and like making it seem like almost like these bodybuilders that are at this level are almost like NFL players when you're watching football. Like, you know, you played football in high school and you did okay. Some people went to college like me, but you know you could never be that, but you have an admiration for it. So that draws more people in terms of admiration, right? But trying to get more people in to like make more money off shows, it's just not gonna happen, man. You're gonna water down the sport and it's gonna be pathetic. Like, people are gonna go to shows and be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, you're gonna see the girl walks on stage for the fitness model category, and then you're gonna see the girl walks on stage for women's physique, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, like, that's what she could look like if she actually worked out. It's like, this is the category for people that don't work out. You're just gonna have like, it's money in the promoter's pockets. It's genius on their part, don't get me wrong, but in terms of like how to progress bodybuilding as like a sport, it's just, you're just watering us down. You're better off to promote the guys that are really at the top of the sport, show people the dedication it takes and the drive and the training and the intensity that it takes to build that kind of physique. And regardless of the drug use, obviously stay away from it, but it's like, that's the only way to really grow the sport, is to create superstars, not to create like this inclusive pool that like brings everybody in. And no one has any gauge of whether they're good or not. They're all just like struggling and swimming and never rising above, right? So I think it's a shame that that's happening. And like I said, like the dad bod category is coming soon. 100% it's coming. And when it does, I want everyone to say, Mike was right. Or it'll be like the fucking, what'll it be? What's another dad bod term you could use? Like skinny fat dude. Or like jacked with a belly. I'd win that for sure.
This would be girls that don't need to have too much muscle, and it's gonna be like just regular models.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like girls who are like just naturally fucking, you see a girl who's in shape. Like, she's skinny, so she like looks hot and she's young, and she probably eats like pizza every day and fucking has a metabolism that's crazy, right? So they just like show up and go on stage and be like, this is fun. Like the pose will just be like them standing like, or like they'll put their arms above their head or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck it'll be. They should do like Victoria's Secret like catwalks. It's literally Victoria's Secret. That's what it is. Like, think about how muscular those girls are. They're not, but they're skinny. That's what they're looking for. So they're just like basically like, this is kind of called the like hot chick division, male fitness model. It's like the judges are like, yeah, got more girls to look at. Not these grizzled bodybuilding chicks who are like, got to break up the monotony, you know? But yeah. So there's also some shit I wanted to go over. I did a video before about abandoning and abolishing lifts. There's a whole, I could probably make 5 videos about what lifts are to abolish, but this came up the other day because a friend of mine who I box with he's like, oh, I don't think I've never trained him. We just boxed together. He's like, I don't think I'm doing this program right. And he shows me his program on the phone, which is like just literally a list of exercises, sets, reps, like everyone can get anywhere. And he's like, is this good? And I'm like, I don't know. Are you doing it properly? Like, whatever's on the paper doesn't mean that it's applying to you. Like, I got this program. Now I did it and I'm huge. It's like, you gotta learn how to do it, bro. Like, I can tell you guys to go to the gym right now and shoot 50 jump shots, and if they all suck, it didn't do much for you, right? Like, I didn't correct you. I didn't show you how to dribble the basketball. So it's like, but one of the exercises that stood out to me because I saw him doing it is dumbbell tricep kickback. So obviously I have to fucking explain that because everyone's an idiot on the internet. It's either you do it like the super, like, you're not that bright way, and you're gonna lean back off a fucking dumbbell rack and go like this and fire out, which is fine. If it's all you have to do, and that's the only equipment you have, literally, then that's fine. But it's like, at the same point, like, I have to keep my arm here. I have to be able to stabilize my arm here. Most people can't, especially when it gets up around 30 pounds. So if it's here 10 pounds, I can do this no problem. I can hold here all day. If I want to progress and I try to get to 30 pounds, trying to hold my shoulder up here now and kick out is pretty fucking hard. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. My arm's lowering and lowering, and my arm's not staying here, and I'm getting no kick out. It's a kickback that's not kicking back, right? So it's like, it's shocking to me that they're still putting shit like that in people's programs when there's like, you don't even, it's not like we need some fancy machine to replace that. You can literally come over here to a fucking cable machine, which I did with him. So depending on what range you want, it doesn't matter. You can put it high, put it middle, whatever. It's the same thing. I don't need to be in this position to kick back. I just need to have pressure on the back of my arm, and now I can put weight over here so I have leverage on this. It's the same thing. It's just I'm not fucking standing here like this kicking out. I'm just standing here and kicking down. It's a press now. That's all this is supposed to be too, is to get your tricep to extend and lock out, right? So if I do the same thing here and I'm not obviously off balance, I have my weight set here, I can keep my hand tucked, shoulder tucked, head up, and I can rock down through stuff. Or I can even turn and create more leverage down through things and press. So I actually have tension at the top, and I have tension the whole way through the press. Like, this is a beginner movement that should be like, you should easily replace dumbbell kickbacks with like, just go to the cable, bro, and push it down with one arm. Or put it over your head and literally just stand here and go like this. And learn how to lock down. Because the big thing is that people can't understand that the locking down of this shoulder retracting and holding here, they think that that means that once they get extension, then that's maximum tricep contraction. But you missed everything here. There's nothing happening here. It's just the sensation of feeling my tricep fire. But I want to feel my tricep stretch in the negative of the rep and push down through, right? So these are beginner programs, because my friend is, you could technically describe him as a beginner. He's not like a heavily muscled guy, he doesn't work out a lot. But they're being given to beginners, and they're starting them off on a fucking horrible path. Like, why would you do that? It's laziness. Like, dumbbell tricep kickback. And the other thing was like, he's like dips to failure. So he's doing dips like way out here, like, doesn't know what he's doing, right? And I'm like, just sink down and relax. Like, just push right back up. Because beginners can't understand that all my weight is on my hand. They think because I have all this body in front of me, I have to do something with it. Because I'm like, I'm gonna hurt myself when I go down, right? So it's like, take these fucking things out of it that are confusing people. That's why, like, I made fun of that video with the guy kicking up the dumbbells. He got really butthurt by that, but fuck him, so he gives a shit. Like, stop making whack-ass videos, bro. Like, make videos like that. You have all these programs you sell people. Show them how to do the exercises properly. Don't show them how to kick up a dumbbell. And if you are, show it in private. Like, you don't need to put that out there. Like, some 55-year-old woman responds, she's like, I'm 55, and you're 1,000% more of a man than this guy is, me. And he's like, you've helped me gain so much, blah, blah, blah. I look at her pictures, like, fucking bowl of oatmeal. Just like, he helped you do what? He helped you do what? Do you know how to kick up dumbbells? Cool. Do you know how to push them? Do you know how to do anything? It's like, holy fuck, like, you sold me a program, and I'm like, I swear to God, it must have been a bot. Like, there's no way this is serious. I was like, go back to doing the program, because this seems to be really working. Like, you look like a 55-year-old woman who's never trained a day in her life. Like, don't come out and do a testimonial to a guy who's garbage when you look like garbage. You know what I mean? It's like, I looked like shit before, and I still look like shit. It's like